here at first. Okay, so stretch your legs out long, stretch your arms out nice and long. Let your back arch, let your ribs open up. Give yourself a nice big stretch here. Good. And then let's actually place our feet on the ground. Knees will be bent. And then we'll bring our hands just under our ribs. Okay. And for any reason, that doesn't feel comfortable, you just have your arms down by your sides. Okay. And I'm going to keep my knees about hip distance apart. You can go, you can walk your feet out a little bit wider if you want to, but I'm going to keep mine hip distance apart. And I'm just going to let my knees knock in together. So it's just like a really small, slight internal rotation, just so I feel a nice little release through the sacrum and the low back. Okay. And again, as I'm, guiding you through practice today, of course, always listen to your body. So if something doesn't feel right, you don't have to do it, right? Like you can always just take the first option. And it's okay, right? Like it's okay to skip things, to hang out in child's pose, or just sit still while we move through something that maybe doesn't feel right for you. It's okay to sit it out. It's fine, right? As long as we're choosing, right, that mindfulness first. We're listening to our bodies. Right, and we're also listening to our mind, like what can we handle right now in this moment? Okay, good. Okay, and then again, you're welcome to stay here. Okay, I'm going to start to walk my feet together to touch. Okay, soles of the feet together, knees are going to open out nice and wide and coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. So now we're finding this external rotation in the hips. Okay, and then I'm going to change my arms up. I'm going to bring them into cactus pose. Okay, just nice, gentle opening through the chest. So my arms are in this external rotation as well. Good. Staying for just a few more deep breaths. Using your hands to help guide your legs together, or you can opt out. Okay, we're going to bring the legs back together. I'm going to separate the feet again so they're about hip distance apart. I'm going to let my knees knock in, and then I'm going to bring my hands back onto my ribs. Okay, so again, we're back in that internal rotation. Okay, and then check in. Notice, like what is your low back doing? Are you arching? Can you begin to find just a little engagement of your abdominals? Okay, doesn't have to be anything major, but maybe you start to press your low back into the mat just a little bit so you find like that your abdominals kick in. Okay, let's see how that feels. Good. Okay, and with that same idea, kind of being mindful of the core, we're going to bring the feet together, knees out nice and wide. And then again, arms in cactus. And again, check out kind of what your body wants to do. Does it want to like really split open? Can you find a little bit of engagement through the core? Good. Maybe the bottom part of your rib cage just starts to come together just ever so slightly. Okay, good. Then we're going to bring the legs back together. Okay, and we're just going to move through it just that one more time. Okay, so feet about hip distance apart or wider, knocking the knees in together to touch, hands on the ribs. Finding that slight engagement of the core. And again, it's very subtle, it's very small. You probably can't even see it on me through the screen. If someone walked into the room, they wouldn't notice that, you're engaging your abdominals just a little bit, okay? And then slowly bringing the feet together, soles of the feet together, knees out nice and wide, get arms back into cactus arms just for a moment. Okay, good. Slight engagement of the core, of the abdominals, rib cage coming together just gently. Okay, and that might even change the angle of your knees. Maybe your knees lift up off the mat a little bit more, and that's okay. Last big deep inhale in. Exhaling out, and again, gently bringing your legs back together to touch. And this time we're going to hug our knees into our chest. Knees can be together, they can be separated. You can gently rock from side to side. Okay, and then keeping your knees together, we're going to circle the knees around 3 times in one direction. So just making some circles here. Again, just massaging the low back. Good, and then we'll reverse and we'll do about 3 circles in the opposite direction with the knees together. Okay. Good, and then this time we're going to separate the legs and we're going to circle the knees around in one direction 3 times. And then reversing the circles, allowing the knees to open up, separate, yeah. Okay, awesome. Okay, good. And then from here, let's go ahead and keep the right knee into your chest and lengthen the left leg out nice and long. Okay. Okay, good. And then just hold that right knee into the chest, giving yourself a nice little stretch here. Okay, good. Now we're going to make this a little bit more active. Okay, so we're going to press the right knee into the hands. And you're going to use your hands to resist the knee. Okay, so you're using some strength here. Again, that kicks in the core a little bit, so your low back will probably press into the mat. Okay, so keep pressing that right knee into your hands into your knee. Find a little bit of resistance. Your leg may even lift a little bit farther away from you. Go ahead, take a nice big deep inhale in. Exhale, slowly release that, and then take that knee. We'll do some hip stirs here. Okay, so we're going to circle the knee and the leg again. We'll do about 5 circles this time. Okay, so we'll do a little bit more with the single leg. And then reversing the circle about 5 times. Good, and then once you're done circling, you'll hug that right knee back into your chest. Maybe it moves a little bit to the outside of the ribs. Okay, it doesn't have to be like perfectly in alignment. Okay, you can kind of move it off to the side ever so slightly. Okay, and then just take a mental note of this position. Okay, because we're going to do this exact same position upright. Okay, or not single leg mountain pose. We're going to do it on the ground. Okay, so it's not quite like pigeon pose, okay? Like our right knee's in parallel and then the left leg is straight, okay? The left leg, well, should remind you a little bit of pigeon pose, okay? But just keep a mental note of like what this position is because we're going to do it on our knees, okay? All right, so from here, let's go ahead and just release the right leg back down, straighten it out, and then we'll hug the left knee to the chest and then we'll give it ourselves a nice little hug here, hugging in. Soften the shoulders down. Okay. Okay, and we'll find some resistance. We're going to press the left knee into the hands into the knee. A little tug of war, a little give and a take, finding some resistance. And again, you'll get nice and active in the core. Low back will probably press into the mat. Good. Keep resisting that knee into the hands into the knee. Good. Finding a little more space through the hip flexors. Take a nice big deep inhale in. Exhale, slowly release. Okay, and then we'll do our 5 hip stirs in one direction, just circling the legs around. And then reversing the circles. Of course, you can always do more or less. Go slow, take your time. And then after you're done with the hipsters, just gonna hug that left knee into the chest, maybe to the outside of the left ribs. Good. And then again, just taking that mental note of this position. Okay, we're not gonna do it right away, but just remember what this kind of looks like. You can even look up if you want to, like, oh yeah, my leg is parallel, my right leg is straight. Okay, not quite pigeon, but like a variation of pigeon. We'll do other knee. Okay. Okay, inhaling in, exhaling, releasing that left leg all the way down. Give your legs a little shake out here. Okay, good. Then you go to bend your knees again, and then we're just going to roll over onto the right side. Okay, so rolling over completely over to the right, stacking your knees that are in line with your hips, and your feet can be in line with your knees. That's fine. Okay, arms are going to reach right out in front of your shoulders. Rest your head down, or you can always rest a block, a pillow under your head if you need to. Okay. Okay, good. Taking this left arm, okay, we're going to bring it across our body. So reach the left fingertips forward a little bit, and then slowly slide the left hand across the right arm, through your chest, all the way up into the left. And pause here and breathe here in this twist, okay? And if you're like me and you ran out of space, you can, keep that left arm bent. You can press it against the wall or a bookshelf, wherever you're at, against the couch. Okay, breathing here. Taking that left arm, okay, we're going to circle it around, okay, so we're going to circle it up and over our head, okay, and then you're going to bring it all the way up and over back to your right hand. Okay. Pause for a moment, and then we're just going to reverse the circle. So we're going to reach the left fingertips up over the head. We're going to circle it around all the way back out to the left, so you're back in your twist. And just breathe here. Few more deep breaths. Okay, awesome. Left hand's going to retrace its steps. Okay, so we're going to retrace your left fingertips to your left shoulder, across your chest, all the way back to the right arm. Good. Okay, we're going to stay on this right side. Okay, I'm going to tuck my right arm under my head. Okay, I'm coming into this a little bit different, so you give me a moment to figure out my legs here. Okay, right leg is going to straighten out underneath you. Okay, so you're pretty much just like a twist, like in a twist. Okay, let this left knee kind of lower down, and we're going to make it about this right leg. Okay, so we're going to make it into like a quad stretch. So right knee bends, and then left hand just grabs your right foot. And again, I'm kind of propped up on like my elbow. You can be propped up, you can stay rested, you can have your arm out in front of you, whatever feels good here. But it's all about this quad stretch. Okay, so it's about stretching out the front of the right hip, right quads. Okay, good. You're welcome to stay up like this. Okay, if you want to start to add a little bit of the twist, okay, you'll start to lower your head down. You'll start to drop your left shoulder back to the left, and then probably your left knee is going to lift up a little bit. Okay, yeah, so it'll lift up off the mat. So we're going to adding quad stretch and twisting all at the same time. Okay. If you want to go back and forth between them, that's fine also. Okay. Let's just breathe here. Okay. Awesome. Release your foot, release your hand. Okay. We'll bring our knees back to stacking, and then we're just going to roll over onto the other side. Okay, to do the same thing. Okay, I'm actually just going to turn to keep facing you all. Okay, so we're just going to roll over onto our left side. Okay, Knees are stacked, ankles are stacked under the knees. Okay, arms out in front of you. And we'll start with our little twist. Okay, so right hand just reaches forward just a little bit, swiping that right hand across the left arm like you're putting lotion on. Let yourself touch your shoulder, your chest, and then reaching that right arm out to the right, and then pausing here in twist. Good. Breathing. Nice big deep inhales in, big exhales out. And we're going to take this right arm, start to reach it up over our head. Okay, so we're doing little half circles. Right arm reaches all the way around over towards your left hand, and then just pause for a moment. And then right fingertips are going to reach back up over your head, circling the arm all the way back behind you, all the way back out to the right. And again, just pausing here in the twist. I can stay in this twist forever. It feels so good. We'll take that right hand and then retrace back through the right shoulder, the chest, the left shoulder, all the way rolling back over onto that left side. Good. Hang out for just a moment. And then you can begin to prop yourself up onto your hand or your elbow. Okay. Right leg still stays in front. We're just going to straighten the left leg out. So the bottom leg just straightens out. Right knee can rest down, okay? And then we're just gonna bend the left leg a few times. If you're not quite ready for the quad stretch, I know it's really intense here at first. You can just bend and straighten it a few times. Or if you're ready, you can go and grab a hold of your foot, okay? Yeah. Good, so I'm just hanging out here in your little quad stretch. Good. Breathing. Good. And again, whenever you're ready, there's no rush. You don't have to do the same thing on this side either, okay? You can start to add the twist if you want to, and that's just dropping that right shoulder back. Right knee pops up probably, okay. You're in like a little twisty quad stretch. Pretzel pose, right? Just breathing. Awesome. Slowly release your leg, straightening back out. Okay, good. And then let's hang out on this left side for just a moment. Okay. You can go ahead and bend your knees in, okay, and go ahead and lift up so that you're on your left forearm. Okay, good. We're going to take our knees and we're going to move them so that they're in line with our hips. Okay, so just got to kind of walk your legs back, adjust as needed. We'll do our little side Sphinx pose here. Okay, so this is the posture. This is the pose. Okay, so we're getting this nice big stretch through this left side body. Okay, if you'd like, stay here, or you can begin to straighten the legs out. And then remember, you're in one nice long straight line, heels, knees, hips, shoulders, head. Okay, our little side Sphinx pose. Okay, good. And then, kind of resist the urge to look down. See if you can bring your head like in line with your spine. You can kind of tuck your chin into your chest a little bit, or excuse me, tuck your chin into your neck a little bit. So you have this nice long spine. Okay, just breathe. Okay, good, everyone. Slowly begin to just bend the knees, okay? And you're just going to prop yourself up on the left side. So we're just sitting up nice and tall. Okay, legs can separate if that feels better. Okay, or you can keep them together. And then all we're gonna do is twist. Okay, so left hand reaches behind you, right hand just comes, onto your left knee and gently just twist away from your knees, right? Yeah. So you don't have to sit upright. If you're leaning a little bit, that's fine. Okay, you just twisting. Okay, from here, we're gonna kind of keep this kind of same position with like the knees stacked. Okay, I'm just gonna stay upright for a moment. The left arm is gonna come into cactus arm. Okay, so stay in this twist. You're gonna start to lower your body down. Okay, left arm is going to move into cactus arm. Okay, bring your left cheek onto the mat, the left side of your face. Okay, and then you can stack your knees if that feels okay. And again, this should be a nice big shoulder chest stretch here. Okay, if this is not deep enough for you, this is where you can kind of play with like straightening the legs out if you'd like, or the top leg if that feels okay. Okay, just coming into this nice big chest stretch on the left side. I'm going to keep my knees bent because I think that feels better for my chest. Okay. A few more deep breaths here. If it feels too much, you can start to, roll over onto your stomach if you'd like. Okay. Ease out of the pose. Just rolling over onto your tummy. Okay. Okay, good. And that's actually where we're going to meet. Okay, we're going to meet in Sphinx pose. Okay, I know it's kind of a strange transition, but you'll just start to straighten your legs and then just roll over onto your tummy. Take a moment. You need to roll your shoulders a few times. Okay, and then we'll prop ourselves up to our forearms. Legs can be separated, and then just holding here in Sphinx. Okay. Nice soft breath. Soft chest, thinking about the chest opening up. Okay, notice how the left side feels versus the right. Okay. It's going to feel pretty different. Maybe it feels the same. Okay, good. Okay, and then from here, we're just going to lower down. Okay, and then we're going to make our way onto our right side for side face pose. Okay, so just go ahead and roll over onto your right. You'll prop yourself up onto that right forearm. Okay, and I'm going to actually face the back side this time, just so you can see the chest stretch from a different view. Okay, so the side face first. Okay, knees are going to bump back so they're in line with your hips. Okay. Pressing down, getting that nice big stretch through the right side body. You can stay here, okay? Or again, legs can straighten out. And again, you're just on one nice long line. Okay. Chin and head move back into space. Good, just breathing. Holding. Again, resist the urge to look down. Good. Even though, we're getting this nice big side body stretch, I know it does require some strength in the arms here. So, you're going to feel your arms working as you're holding yourself up and propping yourself up here. Okay, so give in just a little bit to find a little bit of softness. Okay, good. Last final breath, inhale in. Exhale, gently just bend the knees. Okay, you're going to prop yourself up to sit up as tall as you can, just to come into a little twist. Okay, right hand just reaches back, left hand comes across towards your knee, and then gently just twisting. Maybe you look over your shoulder, maybe not. Don't worry too much. Okay, this is just prepping us for this position we're about to go in on our stomach and chest. Okay, right arm is going to be in cactus arm here. Okay, so we'll start to walk our arms forward. Okay, we'll lower down, right arm, cactus arm. Okay, Good. And then again, you can kind of stack your legs back in 90 degrees. You can keep them bent, or you can straighten them out. You can even play with straightening like one leg out, see if that changes the stretch a little bit through the right chest and shoulder. Remember, the right side of your face is down on the mat. We're holding here for just a few more deep breaths. Okay, and then again, we're going to meet back on our stomachs, on our tummies. Okay, so take your time. You'll straighten your legs out. You'll roll over as fast as you can, and we'll make our way up into things. Again, remember your legs can be wide. Elbows can be farther out in front of you. They do not have to be under your shoulders. Okay, we're going to press up, lift up. Okay, and then from here, we're going to take a round of cat and cow in Sphinx pose. Okay, so inhaling, look up as far as you can, probably not up towards the sky, but kind of look up a little bit. Okay, and then slowly start to round your spine, chin to your chest, and you're going to maybe lift your hip, the front of your hips up just a little bit as you kind of look towards your belly button. Dropping the hips, looking up, lifting up, inhale in. Exhaling around the spine, maybe lift the hips up just a pinch. Inhaling in, arch up, lift up. Good. Rounding the spine, looking towards your belly button, maybe lift the front of the hips up just a little bit. Good. We'll slowly come back to Sphinx pose. Stay for the inhale. Exhaling, lowering back down, nice and slow. Good. Hands under the shoulders. We're going to press up into tabletop. Walking the knees under your hips. Right leg is going to reach back behind you. Let's just rock forward and backwards just a few times. Okay, good. Okay, good. Right leg lifts. You're going to bend your right knee, right? So heel comes up. And we're going to do 5 circles. So 5 hip circles in one direction. 2, nice and slow, staying nice and steady here. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then we'll reverse and we'll do 5 circles in the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, good. Right leg straightens back out. Okay, see if you can float your leg up. So toes down, heel up. Good. Left arm's going to reach up over your head. Okay, nice long spine. Think about your belly button moving in towards your spine, a strong core. Nice big deep inhale in. Exhaling, lowering your left hand down, lower your right toes down. Okay, and then here's that position I was talking about earlier, right? When we were on our backs. Okay, so left knee is going to stay exactly how it is. You can point your toe down. Okay, so you can untuck your toes, and this right leg is going to slide back. Okay, I'm going to move forward just a little bit. Your right leg is going to slide back. Okay, and then you're going to untuck the toes, and then here we are in a version of pigeon pose. Okay, but not, it's like pigeon back leg, but not pigeon front leg. Okay, if it feels okay, walk your hands, closer to under your shoulders, roll your shoulders, lift your chest and your heart. And then you may feel a big stretch right through this right hip flexor, the abdominals. Okay, now I'm just going to kind of change angles here so you can kind of see my left leg is still parallel and then my right leg is just back. Okay, different than like right pigeon. Okay, still different angle. Okay, hold here, keep holding, keep holding, keep breathing, keep breathing. Okay, let's start to walk the hands forward. Okay, again, if you want to use blocks under your forearms, under your forehead. Okay, and then just see how this changes the stretch by walking the hands forward. Yeah, and again, the pose might not look exactly like this. Your hips might be lifted up. That's fine. You can always use a block, under if you need to. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's come on up. Okay, take your time. So, hands will walk in, they'll tuck those toes under, and you're going to make your way back into tabletop. Okay, and now let's do a nice little round of cat and cow here. It feels so much more free doing cat and cow in tabletop than in a face pose, right? Okay, good. Then we're just going to switch sides. Okay, so left leg reaches back. We'll rock forward and backwards a few times. Okay, good. Left leg floats. We'll bend the left knee and then 5 circles in one direction. 1, staying stable. 2, grounding through your hands evenly. 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead and then reversing the circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then left leg is going to just stay floating, toes down, heel up. Right arm reaches forward when you're ready. Breathe. Abdominals lift up and in. Okay, awesome. Right hand lowers, left toes lower. Okay, and then again, we're going to make that that little variation of pigeon. Okay, so untuck those right toes. We'll start to walk that left leg back. Okay, so again, everything's pretty parallel, pretty narrow. Okay, hands under the shoulders if that feels okay. Roll the shoulders, lift the chest and the heart. Okay, feel that left side open up. Remember, hands don't have to be directly under the shoulders. You might have to be a little bit more forward because it's a pretty intense stretch through that left hip flexor. Okay, when you're ready, you can start to walk your hands forward a little bit, all the way down, whatever feels good. I actually feel a deeper stretch with my hands under my shoulders. Okay, just kind of, kind of testing the waters out. We're just kind of playing with angles here. Okay, good. Walking the hands under the shoulders. Come on back up through tabletop. Okay, good. Shake it out a little bit, not cat and cow. Circles. Okay, great. Okay, right arm is going to reach up towards the sky, threading the needle, right arm under the left. Good. Pausing for a moment. We're going to hold here for 5 deep breaths. Whatever arm variation you'd like to take with that left hand, go for it. Reach up over your head towards the sky or gently behind the back. Good. Inhaling in, big exhales out. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Good. Left hand regrounds right under the shoulder to unwind. Okay, right arm back up towards the sky, and then right hand lowers down. Switching sides, left arm reaches up, threading the needle, left arm under the right. Pausing here for 5 deep breaths. See if you can bump your hips back so they're nice and square. And then whatever arm variation you'd like to take with that right arm. Finding nice big deep inhales in, big exhales out. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Finding softness, finding space, finding length. Right hand regrounds back under the shoulder. Gently unwinding, left arm reaches back up towards the sky. And then lowering the hand back down. Good. From here, we're going to walk the hands in towards our knees and our shins. Okay, and then just standing just upright here. We're going to step, let's do the left leg first. Okay, so we're just going to step the left leg forward. Okay, and then just walk those left toes towards the top of your mat. Okay, so that we can come into a nice big deep low lunge. Okay, hands can stay on the ground, or hands can stay right up on this left knee. Okay, good. Wherever you're at, dip the hips, roll the shoulders, lift the chest and the heart. Okay, so again, there's that big hip flexor stretch. Okay. Good. Left hand stays connected to the knee. So if you're not there, go ahead and join with your left hand on your knee. Okay. Right arm's going to reach up towards the sky. Okay. We're going to circle the right arm back behind us. Okay. And then right out in front of us, circling all the way around. If you want to follow your fingertips, you can with your focus. Okay. And just circling the arm again. 3. Okay. 2 more times. 4. Last one, 5. Okay, right hand lowers down, left hand lowers down. We're going to straighten the left leg coming into half split. Okay, we'll flex through the toes here. Okay. Just breathe. Few more deep breaths. If you want to rock a little bit, you can. Flexing and pointing through the ankle. If that feels okay. Okay, I really, to be honest with y'all, I did not plan any downward dogs today, but right now I'm kind of feeling like a downward dog. So your choice, Yogi's choice, okay? Child's pose or downward facing dog, okay? So I'm just gonna bend into this left leg, ground my hands, I'm gonna step back through a tabletop, toes tuck under, and then downward facing dog. But know that child's pose is totally an option, okay? Okay, then feel free to pedal your feet out, sway your hips from side to side. It's funny how that happens, right? Like I did not plan a downward dog, but in the moment, just feeling like a downward dog was a right move, okay? Okay, take your time again, pedaling your feet, walking the hips, shifting around from side to side, whatever feels good. Okay, let's take some inhales in through our nose and then big exhales out through your mouth. Inhale in through the nose, big exhale out through the mouth again. One more just like that, inhaling in, big exhale out through the mouth. Lowering the knees down. Walking the hands in, again, coming up to standing on your knees and shins. Arms are going to reach up over your head. Okay, cactus arms. From your cactus arms, we'll interlace the hands behind the back, roll the shoulders, lift the chest and the heart, and then maybe the knuckles move away from you, okay? Or maybe they stay right on your tailbone, okay? So I just like to keep my thumbs connected to my tailbone, and then I roll my shoulders, and then I think about bringing my elbows towards one another, even though they won't touch. Okay, but it gives me a nice space through my collarbones here. Okay, so your choice. You can stay connected to your hips, or knuckles can reach away. Release your hands. Okay, and then we're just going to step this right leg forward. Okay, woo, lots of balance. And then again, we can walk those toes forward. We'll bend into that right knee, and again, zip the hips, roll the shoulders wherever you're at, fingertips down or hands on the right quad. Okay, good. Just breathe. Getting into that left hip flexor. Okay, good. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. Keep your right hand on your leg. Okay, and then big circles, reaching your arm back behind you. And then Reaching your left arm forward up over your head. Okay, we'll do 5 circles here. So here's 2, big circle, 3, big circle, 4, last one, big circle, 5. Good. Left hand lowers, right hand lowers, half split. Good. Shifting the hips back over the left knee, and then again, flexing through the right toes. And again, any movement here is welcome, okay? And then remember, leg doesn't have to be completely straight and have a micro bend in the knee and still get a really deep stretch through the hamstring. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Soften, soften, soften. Okay, good. A few final moments here. Again, if you want to point and flex through the ankle, go for it. That feels good. Okay, good. And again, we're going to come into downward dog, okay? We're going to set up our downward dog a little bit different, okay? So we're going to bend back into this right leg. We'll step back through tabletop. And again, remember, child's pose is always an option, okay? For this downward dog, I'm going to have my feet about as wide as my mat, okay? So I'm going into like a little bit wider stance. And again, my hands are pretty wide also, okay? I'm going to tuck the toes under, lift the hips. And then again, I'm going to kind of walk my feet out to the edges of my mat. So I'm in this nice wide leg downward facing dog. And again, if you still want to pedal your feet out, sway your hips, go for it, okay? Few final breaths here. And in this wide stance, bend your knees a little bit. Okay, we're going to walk our hands back towards our feet. Okay, so it's like a nice little bear crawl all the way back. And again, keep your legs nice and wide here in this forward fold. Knees can be bent. You can hang on to opposite elbows if you want to interlace your hands behind your head. Okay, or behind your back for another chest expansion, go for it. Okay, anything goes here in this forward fold. Again, I was kind of feeling like one hamstring stretch wasn't enough. That's kind of why I wanted to do downward dog and come into this wide leg stance. Okay. Someone more hamstrings. I know we're making this a lot about the hips and twisting today. And the shoulders and the chest. I'm going to do a little extra hamstring love for us. Okay, great. Slowly release your hands down. Again, we'll bend the knees. Okay, we're going to walk our hands out. We're going to come back into downward facing dog. Okay. Good. You can walk your feet a little bit closer together. Okay. And we're going to come into pigeon pose. Okay. On the right side first. Okay. So right knee is going to come towards your right wrist. Okay. Good. And then we'll bump the left leg back. Okay. So we find that same length. Okay. Use any props you'd like under the right hip here. Okay. Under the chest. And then we're going to hold, our pigeon for a couple minutes. Okay, I think that'll be nice for us. Okay, so get comfortable and also get comfortable with not being comfortable, right? If you need to move around, if you need to walk your hands in, if you were like, wait, that other stretch felt better, if you want to tuck that leg back into parallel, that's fine. Okay, your version of pigeon pose. Okay, it can be a walking pigeon, a sleeping pigeon. Okay, it can be a flying pigeon, whatever you need. Okay, I want you to take time relaxing into this pigeon pose. Okay. And if there is not enough already going on, okay? We're gonna shift our focus to our breath, okay? Don't think about controlling your breath. I just want you to just notice how you're breathing, the quality of your breath. Can you begin to lengthen inhale? So it's just about as long as the exhale. Okay. Again, without constriction, without force. Okay. Just find just maybe a little bit more length in that inhale and a little bit more length on the exhale. Can you let your shoulders relax? Muscles in your face, your jaw, even your tongue. You find a little bit of softness. Last final breath in. Big exhale out. Slowly start to walk your hands back under your shoulders. Tucking those back toes under. Okay, we're just going to make our way back through tabletop, child's pose, or downward facing dog, or you can do a little mix of them both. Okay. Let's take one more final breath together and then big exhale out. Okay, and then we'll move to pigeon pose on the second side, wherever you're at, left knee towards your left wrist, lowering down onto your shin. Okay, and then bumping that right leg back. And again, remember, it doesn't have to be like this 90-degree angle. It can be just a slight little angle with the left leg, the left shin, right? And again, just take your time. Getting comfortable, getting uncomfortable, shifting around. Okay, we're going to take our time on this left side, the second side to open up. And again, you do not have to do the exact same thing. This left side may need something different. So take the time to listen, check in. Just noticing what's changed, what stayed the same. Does this pigeon pose feel completely different than the prepping the pigeon? Okay, is that right leg just as long? You find and feel more space. Okay, and then we're going to go back to that focus of the breath, of just finding a little more length, maybe a pause between the inhale and the exhale, and then the pause after the exhale. So maybe just add just like a moment of pause, inhale in, pause, exhale out, pause, inhale in, pause, exhale out, pause. And softening your chest, arms, your upper back, your traps, your neck, your head. Okay, nice big deep inhale in, final breath, big exhale out. And slowly begin to walk your hands back under your shoulders. Okay. And we're gonna come out of this just to a seated position. Okay, so you can lean over to the left. Again, just be mindful of this right leg. Okay, take your time. Okay, bring it around. And then actually you can straighten both legs out and kind of shake them out, wiggle them out. Wave them. Okay. Okay. And then sitting up nice and tall here. Okay. Hands can reach back behind you if you need to, but if you're going to reach your arms back, just try not to like slouch, keep rolling the shoulders and like maybe lift up on the fingertips so you find this length in your spine. And then all we're going to do is lift the right leg up and lower, left leg up and lower. Okay, so we're just going to go for a little walk. Okay, it doesn't have to be high, doesn't have to be fast. Again, you can lean back as far as you need to, but again, just keep rolling the chest open, the shoulders back. Okay, just a little walk. Okay, let's do two more on each leg. One, and two, and then again, just relax the legs here. Good. And then just coming to a comfortable seated position. Okay, roll the shoulders back a few times. Okay, let's go ahead and bring this right ear to right shoulder. Okay, left arm is just going to reach out towards the ground. If you want to, you can bring this right hand across just for a little extra added resistance or weight, if you will. Okay, and then we're going to flex through the left hand. I guess maybe not flex too hard, okay, but we're just going to lift it up, flex it a little bit, and then we're going to wave to our mat back and forth from side to side here. Okay. And then lowering those left fingertips back down, using that right hand to lift your head back up. And then we'll switch sides, left ear to left shoulder, right hand and arm extend out. Left hand can lift up. Again, it's not necessary. You can play with it a little bit here. And then lifting through the right hand, flexing through the hand just a little bit so that you can begin to wave back and forth, nice and slow. Okay, awesome. Okay, grounding those right fingertips back down and then using your left hand to help lift your head back up in line with your spine. Good. Roll the shoulders back again just a few times. Okay, arms will reach up over your head. Okay, and then let's slowly just come into cactus arms. Okay. Elbows out nice and wide, drop the shoulders, lift the chest and the heart. Okay, and then from here, we're just gonna twist a little bit from right to left. Okay, maintaining like your cactus. Okay, so try to move like your arms too much. You want to move your whole body, just twisting from side to side. Okay, and then the next time that you're over to the right, pause there. Okay, release your arms down. So right hand will reach behind you and the left hand will come across towards the right knee. And then just twisting, maybe looking over the right shoulder. Exhaling, releasing, just coming back through your little cactus. Okay, we'll twist to the left. So again, try to see if you can do it with your arms and cactus arms, and then just lower your arms down and just see where you're at, right? Okay, and then when you use your arms, right, like see how much farther you can go when you bring that right hand under that left knee and you reach that left arm back behind you a little bit more. Great. Inhale in. Exhale, release. Arms back through cactus. And then from here, we're just going to reach our hands back behind us. Okay. Roll the shoulders, interlace your hands, interlace the hands, roll the shoulders. Okay. And then again, you can keep those thumbs connected to your low back. Okay. And think about those elbows moving closer to one another. Maybe you reach those knuckles back behind you, just coming into a little chest expansion. Okay. I'll just move to the side here. Good. See if you can lift your chin up. And again, hug your chin in towards your neck, right? So you're not, kind of looking up with your chin. You want to look up with your eyes and your whole spine. Good. Just breathe. Inhale in. Exhale, release your arms, release. Roll the shoulders back. Arms move out to the sides. We're going to flex through the heels of our hands, right? Directly out to the side. Spread those fingers out nice and wide. Drop the shoulders down. Good. Think about the chest opening. Pinky finger folds in. Ring fingers fold in. Middle fingers fold in. Index fingers and thumbs. And then drop those knuckles down. Press back through the backs of your wrists. Sit up a little bit taller. Inhale in. Exhale, release those hands, shake it out, shake it out. Okay, good. And then just pausing here for a moment, hands in your lap, closing your eyes. And just take a moment just to notice how you feel. What feels different, what feels the same. Bringing your hands together at your heart center. Take a nice big deep inhale into your nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. And slowly just begin to smile in honor of your practice. Namaste, everyone.